Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is SewBlack and today I will be sharing with you my 2022 Lolita in review as well as my 2023 Lolita fashion goals. Alright, so just to start off, first of all, I know it has been a while since I posted a video and many of you have been patiently waiting for another video that I said I was going to upload, I think in like October. But I just want to rest assured that that video is coming. It should be the next video that I have out. I am currently in the process of editing it. But in the meantime, I hope you are okay with me coming in and sharing what the year of 2022 has been like for me as far as Lolita fashion goes, as well as my kind of new goals for this year and kind of what you can expect. Anyways, moving in from there, let us go ahead and jump into my 2022 year in review and just talk about some of the highlights that I had in the year 2022. I'm going to be looking at some notes on my iPad, so if you see me looking down, that's what I'm looking at. So let's get started. So the first highlight of this year, hands down, was starting my handmade Lolita wardrobe. I think I counted last and I managed around 6 or 7 handmade pieces, which is pretty good. It's pretty good, especially since it was my first year starting sewing my own pieces. I'm actually pretty happy with that number. I mean, I would have loved for it to have been more, of course, but still not too bad. Okay, so my other highlight of 2022, which is kind of random, and that is my newly discovered love for the color red. I just really fell in love with red in 2022 for some reason, and just found myself being so drawn to like red in prints and full red coordinates. And yeah, red. I just really loved red this year for whatever reason. If I had to make a prediction about what my kind of random colors for 2023 would be, I would have to say either yellow, mint, or pink. I'm gonna lean a little bit more on the mint though, because I think mint might be slowly coming up because, you know, mint and well, you can't see it, but I'm looking at a mirror and that's also mint. I have a little thing for mint. It's like slowly creeping up on me. So next highlight is finding 4 of my dream dresses. So the dream dresses that I managed to find this year were Morning Breakfast Toast collection, Baby's Juicy Baby Love Berries Baby Doll JSK, because of course they have to have the most ridiculous names. AP's Freshly Picked Strawberries Shirring JSK in red with the hair bow for under $300. Yes, I found that. And my most recent one was AP's Unbirthday JSK in ivory, okay? In the ivory colorway, which was like a special release for, I think it was just like a specific place. I don't know where, but yes, the ivory colorway. She's gorgeous, okay? More on that in another video. But yes, I managed to find all 4 of those dresses for my dream dress list, and they're gorgeous. I love them. Like, love that. Okay, so next highlight would be going to the Baby and the Angelic Pretty store in San Francisco. Finally! So I've actually lived in the Bay Area for 4 or 5 years now, and I've known since I've moved here that those stores were there, but I've just never been because I don't live in San Francisco, and to get there it's like kind of a commute. But on 2 separate occasions, at least when I was in the city for other things, I managed to stop by these stores, and it was amazing. If I had to be honest though, the Baby store, definitely my favorite. It's just so cute. It's not like super big, but it's just like, I don't know, it's like cute. It's cozy. I would say cozy. And the people there are really nice. There's literally a like tea place like inside the same building. So when you first go into this building where it's located, there's like a tea place that you can have tea at. And then so convenient, you just walk up these stairs and there's the Baby store. Like, I just love that. So kind of adding on to that, another highlight of this year is buying my very first brand new with tags dress from Baby, the Starshine Bride. Yes, I did that because as I just mentioned earlier, where it's located, there's a tea place like in the like main floor, and that's where I was. And then I asked one of the staff, I was like, so the Baby store is in here? Because I thought it was like around the corner or next door, but no, it was in the same building, just up the stairs. And I was like, wow, gosh, that's so convenient. And yes, it was. And initially, as one does, right? You go in and you're like, oh, I'm just gonna look. I left with a bag. It was a very heavy bag that was very expensive. Do I regret it? Absolutely not. It was perfect. I loved it. So the dress that I purchased is this one right here. I just love it, honestly. It's my first mint dress, and it is just so gorgeous. Now, do I have anything to wear with it? No. It is basically like what I would like to refer to as a standalone dress, meaning you don't have any accessories to wear with it. You don't have anything to match it. It is just its own thing, a standalone dress. And that is this dress, and it's gorgeous, and I love it all the same. So those are all of my highlights for this year. So next I'm going to move into some of my favorites of this year. So starting off first with my favorite dress of this year, which was actually a little bit difficult, so I chose two dresses. The first one being this lavender Innocent World dress called Antique Violet, which is just my like quintessential like go-to lavender classic dress. I absolutely love this dress. Like words cannot describe how much I love this dress. And every time I wear this dress, it like without fail, if I'm out, especially because I don't have a car, I have to commute everywhere. When I'm out wearing this dress, it literally will stop traffic. This is a traffic stopping kind of dress for whatever reason. I don't know why, but I think the next time that I wear it, I'll record it because it happens every time, literally every time. And it's funny every time it happens. But anyways, yes, so it would be that dress as well as this red cornet dress. These two dresses, despite having other dresses that I could wear, were like the dresses. Every time I would think, oh, I'm gonna wear Lolita today, I would think about wearing one of these two dresses. Even though I've already worn them, at the same time, I'm just like, but they're beautiful, and I paid for it, and they were not necessarily the cheapest dresses, and so I should be able to wear them all the time. Moving on from there, my favorite accessory of this year was my red Vivienne Westwood necklace. So with this necklace, I really only wear it with my red cornet dress because I have just kind of decided that those two items go together and can never be worn separately. They have to be worn together. So yeah, I've only ever worn that necklace with that dress, but because I wear the dress so often, the necklace also gets worn a lot too. And unsurprisingly, going into my next favorite, my favorite cord of the year was this red and black cornet cord, where I also sported my favorite accessory, which we just talked about, which is my Vivienne Westwood red necklace. And I just love this cord so much. I love my hair in this. It's very symmetrical. I love it. I love the red. This dress is just so bright, so loud, so whatever that is, okay? And I absolutely love it. And I love that I paired it with black. And it just gives like a little old school vibe. I just think it's cute. I think it's fun. And yeah, definitely my favorite cord of this year. Moving into my favorite purchase of this year, surprisingly, it is not a dress, but a cup. Yes, it is a cup. It is this mug right here that I purchased. It is so cute. I literally keep it in my room. I have my tea in it every morning, and I stare at it all the time, and I'm like, wow, this is it. This is peak. I am living my best Lolita life, and it all managed to come together because of this cup. Like, that's how I feel every time I see that cup. I'm like, oh my God, am I a lifestyle Lolita now just because I drink out of this cup? All because I drink out of this cup. It's changed my life. Because I'm a handmade Lolita, I of course had to include my favorite make of this year. So my favorite make of this year was of course my lovely tartan JSK set that I made at the beginning of last year. I think your first make kind of always has a special place in your heart, kind of like your first cord or like your first event or any of those kind of things. And so yeah, the lovely tartan JSK set, that was number one for sure. Going on from there, we have favorite memory of this year. I think just because this year was so stressful for me, my favorite memory of this year kind of ended up being any time that I wore Lolita, just because this year was so stressful. And then at the end of the year, especially towards Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's that we just had, my work schedule picked up and things just got super hectic. And if you're somebody who, like me, works in retail, then you know that like season is just, it is terrible. It's absolutely terrible. And so I think just because of that and just like the stresses of work and just life and things like that, my kind of favorite memory of this year ended up being anytime I wore this fashion. Just kind of appreciate those moments that I wore Lolita and I got to do something fun, even if it was only for a day or like for a half a day or something like that. And yeah, just doing what I wanted to do, wearing something that wasn't a uniform, and yeah, just having fun. So yeah, that was my favorite memory. My favorite memory of 2022 was wearing Lolita. So next we're going to move into my goals of 2023. Now, some of these goals admittedly are very similar, if not exactly the same as my 2022 goals, but I still feel like they're things that I want to accomplish. So I'm adding them back into my list of goals so that I will hopefully do them if I just keep saying that I'm gonna do them, because that's how that works, right? You make a list and then you just keep writing it down over and over, year after year, and eventually you'll just get so tired of seeing it on your list that you'll just do it. So that's what I did. So number 1 on my list is to wear/style my natural hair more with Lolita. And I did mention this before in my 2022 video that was something that I wanted to do, but I feel like the reason that didn't work out as well as I would have liked is really because I just didn't have a plan. I didn't have any styles in mind, and I also just didn't put in a lot of effort to really sit down and, learn how to do the styles and figure out how it's going to work on my texture of hair. I think that was kind of a big reason as to why I didn't do it as often. I did have some moments where I did wear my natural hair, like in the cord picture that I showed earlier, but I wish it was more. So this year the goal is to find more easy/low maintenance hairstyles that I can try to manipulate in a way that will work for my hair texture. And that's really just going back to old gothic Lolita Bibles or Lolita /J Fashion magazines and taking those kind of makeup and hair tutorials that they always kind of throw in there randomly and really just using them, applying them to my hair, finding ways that they will work for me and still look like a Lolita hairstyle, or just complete my look is really kind of the goal. Number 2 on my list is making more consistent content here on YouTube. I'm trying to start off now by obviously putting out this video, but I know, like I said earlier, there are several of you that are still waiting for the video I promised in October. It's coming, I swear. But yeah, I think similarly to my first goal, I just didn't have a plan. With the whole YouTube thing, it was really, and it still is, secondary to my main job, my life, and everything else. And so I kind of just try to squeeze it in when and where I have time. But I do like the idea of being more consistent on here and just sharing things more, primarily because I just have a list of things that I want to film and make and share with people that is just continuing to grow, and it feels like I'll never get through that list if I'm posting a video once every 3 months or something like that. So yes, making more consistent content is number 2 on my list this year. Number 3 on my list is to, of course, buy more accessories. Now, I've touched on this before in other videos as well as my 2022 goals video, and that is just, I guess, now a long-standing goal that I will always have for myself, which is buying more accessories, because it never fails that whenever I put together a cord like today and I go then to look for accessories to wear with it, I don't have any because I never buy them. So yes, buying more accessories. And I should clarify that this is really just with jewelry, specifically gothic and classic pieces. I would say that's really where I'm struggling right now to find accessories for. So yes, jewelry. Okay, so number 4 is going to be buying more dream dresses. Yes, of course, buying more dream dresses. Because when I'm focused on buying my dream dresses, I am not impulse buying and instead can spend that money on jewelry. Number 5 is kind of a 2-parter, but it's going to more Lolita events / being more involved in my local community. Now, this is going to be interesting to see how this kind of plays out, because with the type of job that I have, I don't really ever have weekends off, and I never have holidays off, and I don't really have a set schedule. So when I'm looking at the events that my comm is planning and they're all on a weekend or they're all on a holiday, and I'm just like, okay, well, I work, so I can't go. It just makes it a little bit more difficult to want to actively be involved when I know that like all the events that they're planning are on days or times that I just can't go to. But I still want to try because I'm hoping maybe one day they'll have a random Wednesday event or something and I'll be off on that Wednesday and can go. So that's kind of a goal of mine. And it's also trying to slowly weed myself out of this Lolita state that I've kind of put myself in. I don't know, like I just feel like for the longest time I've just always been a Lolita, and it's not because I wanted to. I think it was more of like I had to be, otherwise I would just never wear the fashion. And I just didn't like the idea, at least in the early days when I was wearing the fashion, that I would only ever wear it at meets or to events or maybe around like Halloween time or something like that, where it wasn't like so crazy to be seen by myself wearing something. But I think over the years, as I've just gotten older and I've just moved around so much and had more time to think about like what I want to get out of the fashion, I just realized like I don't necessarily need a comm in order to wear Lolita fashion. And I feel like in a lot of ways that has kind of prevented me from seeking out more events or trying to make more Lolita friends, just because I know like I don't necessarily need to have a group of Lolitas around in order to, wear the fashion or to go somewhere, do something or whatever. But at the same time, like I feel like in some ways I'm missing out on like core memories of wearing this fashion because I'm not really involved in a community and I don't have Lolita friends that I can just call up and we can go hang out and do something. So yeah, this year I definitely would like to try to be more involved with my comm, or at the very least trying to make some like friendships or connections with the people in my comm, because I don't know, in my mind I'm thinking like, okay, if the whole comm can only meet up on a Saturday, maybe there's like one person in there who can meet up on a Thursday when I don't have to work and we can go do something together and like still have a really good experience together. So yes, that is something I would like to try to do in the coming year, because I don't know, I feel like I've just been in this Lolita mindset for so long that it just never really occurs to me to like look up events that my comm is having, or try to talk to new people about the fashion, because I've just never been involved in it and I've just been fine. And so I'm just like, okay, but do I need to do this? I don't know. I feel like if you're a Lolita, then you know like what I'm talking about. It's not that you don't want to be involved or you don't want to do these things, but you just know you're fine without it. I'm sure somebody knows what I'm talking about and can kind of word it or explain it better than I am doing right now. So, but yeah, anyways, that is another one of my goals for this year. All right, so I'm going to be honest. I don't remember what number I just said, but the next thing on the list is to take more cord shots / capture more memories is what I wrote. So in 2022, I feel like I did an okay job at trying to capture as many of the cords that I wore for that year. I definitely didn't do all of them, but I did as many as I could remember to do. And it's just nice to be able to look back at my camera roll and like see these cord pictures and these moments in time where I was actually having a really good time and I was like enjoying my life and like getting dressed up and looking super cute and just like being a regular person whose life is not all consumed by work. So yeah, I definitely would like to continue, I guess, that in 2023 and just add to my little Lolita album that I have on my phone, and to just, capture the little moments of time that I spend in this fashion so that I can look back on them. So yeah. Okay, so the next thing on my list kind of depends on what comes out in 2023, but the next thing on my list is to buy my first brand new from a release dress, because I've never done that. Yeah, I don't know. I think I just want the experience of what it's like to buy my first brand new from AP Baby or wherever dress and have the experience of like unboxing it with everybody else when it's brand new and just came out. I guess it's just something that would be nice, but if it doesn't happen, if there's really nothing that calls out to me or speaks to me that's released this year, then it's not a huge deal, but it's just something I thought I'd throw on there as it would be nice. And then the final thing on my list of goals for 2023 is really just adding to my handmade Lolita collection. And honestly, I have no doubt that I will be able to do this year, because I just have so many projects that I would love to make and share this year that there's honestly just no doubt in my mind that I will be able to accomplish this. And if you're curious, some things that I would like to try to make this year are jackets. I'm not sure if I want to do long or short. Hell, I'll probably do both. Who even knows? But jackets are something that I would like to try my hand at. I've also really started getting into sets this year, specifically these like kind of uniform looking like jacket and skirt combinations. Also thinking about sailor themed items. I have recently found a love for sailor Lolita, and I would really like to add some cute sailor Lolita items to my wardrobe. But yeah, those are just a few of the things that I'd like to try to make this year. I mean, honestly, I would love to make everything on my list of things to sew this year, but I mean, if I'm able to just make like 4 or 5 of them, I think I'll be okay. But anyways, I think that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you all so much for being patient with me during the last couple of months of kind of not putting out any content. Also, thank you to all of the new subscribers who have subscribed to my channel during my little like 3 to 4 month hiatus. I really appreciate it. Like I said, my goal is to try to be more consistent this year, so hopefully I'm able to do that and you won't have to go quite as long next time without a video. Again, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one.